There are moments in life when everything seems normal on the outside, but deep inside your spirit, something feels different. You try to ignore it. You keep scrolling, laughing, working, and distracting yourself, yet there is a quiet voice inside telling you that something bigger is happening around you. God says, this is not your imagination. This is your warning season. The enemy wants you distracted because distraction is the easiest way to pull a person away from their destiny without them even realizing it. Some people think danger always arrives with pain and chaos, but sometimes the greatest trap arrives through comfort, laziness, toxic relationships, and spiritual blindness. God is saying today that you have been too available to things that drain your peace and too disconnected from the voice that could save your future. That constant exhaustion you feel is not only physical. Your spirit has been carrying confusion, pressure, fear, and hidden battles that nobody else understands. But heaven brought this message to wake you up before it is too late. Something huge is coming into your life, and the enemy knows it. That is why attacks increased. That is why people changed around you. That is why your mind has been under pressure lately. The trap was designed to make you doubt yourself, quit too early, and walk away from the very blessing you prayed for. But God says if you listen carefully in this season, you will avoid the destruction that was secretly forming around you. Every delay, every closed door, and every uncomfortable moment has been preparing you for a breakthrough that will completely change the direction of your life forever. The enemy understands something that most people fail to realize. If he can distract you, he can delay you. That is why your attention has become the battlefield. Every day there are voices fighting for your focus, your energy, your emotions, and your time. God says many people are not destroyed by one big mistake. They are destroyed by small distractions repeated every single day until they slowly lose sight of who they were created to become. You have been entertaining things that weaken your spirit while ignoring the very habits that could strengthen your future. The dangerous trap is not always obvious sin or pain. Sometimes it is wasting years chasing approval from people who never truly valued you. Sometimes it is staying connected to environments that secretly kill your confidence and drain your peace little by little. God says there are people around you who smile in your face but carry negative energy into your life. Every conversation with them leaves you feeling heavy, confused, and emotionally exhausted. That is not an accident. Some connections are assignments sent to distract you before your breakthrough arrives. Something huge is coming, and the enemy wants your mind too clouded to recognize it. That is why you have been feeling restless lately. Deep inside, your spirit knows it cannot stay in the same patterns anymore. God is calling you higher, but elevation requires separation. You cannot enter a new season while holding on to old habits, toxic relationships, and negative thinking. The people who survive spiritually are not always the strongest, they are the most focused. God says, protect your attention, because whatever controls your focus eventually controls your future. This is the season to pray more, think clearly, move carefully, and stop giving your energy to things that were never connected to your destiny in the first place. Lately, you have been wondering why life suddenly feels heavier than before. The pressure increased, the confusion became stronger, and doors you expected to open unexpectedly closed in front of you. But God says what feels like rejection is actually protection. You are entering a season where heaven is removing everything that cannot go where you are about to go. Many times people pray for change, but when change begins, they panic because transformation is uncomfortable. God says you have been asking for a breakthrough while still trying to hold on to the same people, the same mindset, and the same habits that kept you trapped in the old season. Something huge is coming into your life, but before elevation comes separation. Some relationships had to end because they were slowing down your purpose. Some opportunities had to disappear because they looked good on the surface, but would have destroyed your peace later. You may not understand it right now, but one day you will thank God for every closed door that forced you in a different direction. The enemy wanted you to believe that delays meant failure, but heaven says delays are often preparation. God is building strength inside you that cannot be developed during comfort. Every lonely night, every painful disappointment, and every silent battle has been shaping your character for the next level of your life. The dangerous trap is becoming bitter during the process and giving up before the reward arrives. Too many people walk away from their destiny because they mistake preparation for punishment. But God says this season is not here to destroy you. It is here to refine you. You are being prepared for responsibilities, blessings, and opportunities greater than anything you have handled before. The pressure is proof that your current version is being stretched to carry a future bigger than your past ever imagined. God says, you must become more careful in this season, because not everyone around you carries good intentions for your future. Some people know how to speak the right words while secretly carrying the wrong spirit. The dangerous trap is believing every smile means loyalty and every compliment means support. You have been ignoring signs, making excuses for toxic behavior, and keeping certain people close simply because you fear being alone. But heaven says loneliness is temporary, while the damage from the wrong people can follow you for years. Something huge is coming into your life, and that blessing requires protection. The enemy often sends distractions through people who appear harmless at first. They slowly drain your energy, fill your mind with doubt, and keep you emotionally attached to situations that block your growth. After every conversation with them, you feel confused instead of inspired, anxious instead of peaceful, exhausted instead of motivated. God says your spirit has been trying to warn you, but your emotions kept making excuses. Not everyone assigned to your life is assigned to your destiny. Some people are only present to test your discernment. This is why you must stop ignoring red flags just because someone is familiar to you. Familiarity does not always mean alignment. God is teaching you to listen beyond words and pay attention to actions, energy, and spiritual peace. The people truly sent by God will push you toward purpose, not away from it. They will inspire growth instead of feeding insecurity and chaos. The trap was designed to keep you emotionally attached to what heaven is trying to remove. But God says you cannot carry toxic connections into a blessed future. This is the season to protect your heart, guard your mind, and stop giving unlimited access to people who continuously bring confusion into your life. Your next chapter is too important to be destroyed by misplaced trust and emotional blindness. The fear you have been carrying lately is not a sign that you are weak. God says it is a sign that you are standing close to something far greater than your comfort zone has ever experienced before. Every major breakthrough comes with pressure, uncertainty, and moments where you feel like giving up. The enemy wants you to believe that resistance means you are moving in the wrong direction, but heaven says the struggle is often confirmation that you are moving towards something valuable. Think about it. Every time you try to grow, distractions increase. Every time you begin healing, old temptations return. Every time you move closer to purpose, fear suddenly becomes louder inside your mind. That is not coincidence. The dangerous trap is quitting too early because the process became uncomfortable. Many people pray for blessings but run away the moment sacrifice becomes necessary. God says you asked for change, but change requires transformation, and transformation is never painless. Diamonds are created under pressure, and strong people are built through difficult seasons. Right now, you may feel tired of fighting silent battles that nobody else understands. You may feel frustrated because your progress seems slower than expected, but God says delays do not cancel destiny. There are things happening behind the scenes that your human eyes cannot yet see. The enemy has been trying to wear you down emotionally so you stop believing before the breakthrough arrives. That is why hopeless thoughts have increased lately. That is why your confidence has been attacked repeatedly. But heaven says this is not the time to retreat. This is the time to stand stronger than before. The pressure you feel today is preparing you to handle the opportunities, responsibilities, and blessings that are coming tomorrow. If you survive this season without giving up, you will look back and realize that the battle almost broke you because the future waiting ahead was far greater than anything you could have imagined. God says, this is your wake-up moment. You cannot continue living on autopilot while ignoring the spiritual signs appearing all around you. Too many people are asleep emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and because of that, they walk directly into traps they were warned about long before the damage happened. But heaven is interrupting your routine today for a reason. Something huge is coming, and the decisions you make right now will determine whether you step into that blessing or miss it completely. God says you have spent too much time doubting yourself, overthinking every move, and giving your energy to people and situations that bring nothing but stress into your life. This is the season to protect your peace like never before. Pray more even when you do not feel like it. Spend time in silence so you can hear God clearly above the noise of the world. Stop chasing validation from people who cannot even recognize your value. The dangerous trap is becoming so focused on temporary emotions that you lose sight of your eternal purpose. The enemy wants your attention scattered because a distracted mind is easier to control. That is why confusion, fear, and negativity have been attacking you more intensely lately. But God says you are not supposed to stay stuck in survival mode forever. There is a new chapter waiting for you, but you must become disciplined enough to walk away from what no longer aligns with your future. Some habits must end. Some conversations must stop. Some people must lose access to your life. Not because you hate them, but because your destiny requires protection. Heaven says the next season of your life will shock people who underestimated you. Doors will open unexpectedly. Opportunities will appear suddenly. Healing will happen in places where you once carried pain. But first, you must wake up spiritually and stop treating your calling like something small. What is coming next has the power to change your entire life forever. The truth is, this message was never random. Out of all the videos, all the voices, and all the distractions fighting for your attention today, somehow you ended up here hearing these words at exactly the right moment. That is because God is trying to wake something up inside of you before it is too late. The battles you faced were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to prepare you. The confusion, the delays, the heartbreak, the loneliness, and the pressure were all shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and spiritually awake. The dangerous trap was never just about failure, it was about keeping you blind to the greatness God placed inside you. But today, that blindness ends. Today, you stop doubting your worth. Today, you stop giving your energy to people, habits, and thoughts that poison your future. And today, you finally realize that the pressure around your life is proof that something powerful is trying to be born through you. God says something huge is coming, but you must stay ready spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Do not go back to what God already saved you from. Do not let fear talk you out of your next chapter. Keep praying when it gets difficult. Keep believing when nothing makes sense. Keep moving forward even when progress feels slow, because heaven is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet understand. One day you will look back at this season and realize that every painful moment was pushing you toward the life you were always meant to live. And before this speech ends, remember this: the enemy attacks hardest when your breakthrough is closest. So if the pressure has been heavy lately, do not panic. Stand stronger, pray harder, trust deeper. Because the next chapter of your life will be bigger, brighter, and more powerful than anything you have survived before. God did not bring you this far to abandon you now. Your story is not ending here. It is only beginning.